So we're going to go into the new documents folder. And we will start off with this first one here that came in today. So you can open it up by clicking this here, or if you wanted to view the document as well, you can click this black page. So when you click the black page, it comes up just up here, it says view. You'll notice this symbol is similar to the one that was on the new documents page. Basically, it means to create a template. So go to create the template, and we can see this here is a credit note. So you'll always click this wand up here for setup with wizard, and that will give you this dialog box. You can see here that the system has already recognized that this is a credit note. So we're going to go in and we're going to pick our supplier. And if I actually move this box out of the way, you can see the address of the supplier is over here, and it's for a part supplier. So I'm going to search by name up here. And we have it here, so a part supply company. So you'll always click this tick on the left, and you can see in here supplier has been assigned. Actually just click create on this to get this one started. Okay, so we'll start off. So the system's already picked up that it's a credit note. So the next step then is, how do you know this document is from a part supplier or a part supply company? So I usually would go for the logo that the supplier puts on the document. If there's no logo, so say this wasn't here, I would then go over and highlight the first line of the address, because that should be consistent on every document. So if there is no logo, the supplier should put a part supplier over here every time. So I'll just go back and do the logo for this one. This one is optional, as you can see. So how do you know the correct branch from a part supply company has been chosen? So what that would be is, say you would have, say, a part supply company Ireland, a part supply company UK. So I would say if this is a part supply company Ireland, I would just highlight Ireland over here. It's good to know though that this this selection is you're only able to draw the box basically on one line, so you wouldn't be able to highlight the entire address like that. You'd have to just do it on one line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. We don't need that on this one because we didn't have a separate branch. So go down. So we can see here that the system has picked up a lot of stuff automatically by itself. So we have our credit note date. So it's going date and down, and credit note number. Now the purchase order number didn't select properly, so we will delete that one. As you can see here, so it has a key, so that's like the keyword. So it's picking up credit note, and the direction then is it's looking down. And then you can see there it's picked up credit note CN-0001, and that's the correct number over here. You can see then if I go down to date, the keyword is date and then ... which it has here, and then the direction it's looking down, which is correct, and then it has date ... 1st of October 2015, which is correct over here. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's no purchase order number on this from what I can see, so I can just skip that selection. And we're going to go down to the credit note table next, which is this section here. So I usually do it the width of the heading, just in case as well. So I'll demonstrate here. So I'm going to draw this the width of the word quantity. Because the supplier has the one here, it looks as though that when they're doing up these, that they kind of make the selection go over to the right hand side. So if that had bigger figures in it, so say if it was 100 or 1000, and if I just did it here, and if it moves out this way, we're not going to be able to capture that correctly because the box isn't drawn over those figures. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect. So I started it at the top of the word quantity and dragged it across, and you can see I'm bringing it down to the line there.
Yeah.
We have no part code showing on this one, so we'll go to description next. And again, we have description here, so I'll start it at the start of that, and we drag it across. I usually bring it across to the start of the next heading. It's just that if this line did go on a little bit longer, again, like the quantity, we wouldn't pick up any of the data if I just stopped it at the end of that one there.
Yeah.
So unit price is the price here. So again, the width of the word or the heading, and the value is the amount, and again, the width of the heading there. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And just if there were extra lines on that, if there were more than 2 lines, there's like 3 or 4, would InShip know to make the tables bigger, or what would happen there?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So basically, I'll demonstrate that to you now. So when I draw this total goods box around subtotal, and again, you'll see keyword is subtotal, and we're looking to the right, which is correct, and we're picking up the 80 in there. So that's perfect. What the system does, so if this was to have, like, say, even one extra table row, our system goes in and it calculates the distance between the end of this box and the start of this box. So if the table was to be bigger, the system knows that if this has moved, to move this down with it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, and we can see here that the system has already picked up the total. We're looking to the right and we have the correct figure in there. There's no VAT showing on this, so we won't select a VAT selection.
Perfect.
So we can see, yeah, so the total's captured correctly. So we're going to go into supplier rules quickly here just to make sure that it's set up correctly. So we always want to make sure that approval required is switched on. If that isn't switched on, just to show you, so you can see there was somebody there that was assigned to this supplier for approval. So we go back in and add them in here. So when approval isn't switched on, if there's no issues with the document, it's going to go straight into the upload folder. It's always best to have approval required switched on, even if it is just for any company admin, just so that the document, like, you can double check that everything was extracted correctly from the document before uploading it onto your accounts package.
Yep.
So we can see here, so this supplier is processed via nominal ledgers. To add your nominal ledger for this supplier, we go in here and we're going to assign this nominal ledger here to it. And you can see it's coming in here. So you have your code, your description, and that 100% of this is going to the nominal. And if you made a mistake, you can just click this action here and it removes the nominal.
Yep.
Perfect. So there's 2 ways then to finish the template. Within supplier rules, there's this button here for finish template. And also up the top here, this tick, you can see it says finish. So when we click it there, on to the next document.